Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to another draft. The strongest card in this pack is probably Elspeth. Look at everything else. I mean, there's an Elves with Deep Shadow, Fertile Ground, which is slightly better fixing, slash Sylvan Caryatid. Those happen to be in the same kind of camp. But I want to take Elspeth here, I think. It's also War Boss, and that kind of cuts red aggro from the pack. In white, you have Thalia. The 2/1s aren't that exciting. And in blue, you have Remand and Sinister Sabotage, both of which are very good cards. But I think I'm going to take this Elspeth. Okay, pack 2. End Hostility stands out. Vraska's Contempt slash Night Incarnate. These three kind of removal. Wrath effects stand out whenever you're on white. There's also Searing Spear, Goblin Guide. That's kind of a really strong signal that mono red might be open. But I think I want to take End Hostilities here, because I do want to value my my Elspeth, and I kind of want to control to play a control deck. So I'm gonna kind of see what that looks like today in this draft. Okay, there's Jitte, which is obviously just powerful, but I think that we have to take this, considering that we are pretty committed to blue-white, probably. We haven't really decided that we're going to be blue, but I think that we're probably going to end up blue. So, okay, so Supreme Will, Oblivion Ring, and Dismiss. Supreme Will is a great way to move into blue. It's one of my favorite cards at an early interaction stage, because it can either counter a spell or dig for you, and it digs pretty deep, right? Impulse allows you to see 4 cards and put one in your hand. So this is a really flexible card that I'm a big fan of, and I like these kind of enchantment removals, but there's a lot of them in the cube, and I think that we can pick one up later. Supremo is a card that we don't really have duplicates of. So there's Star Compass and Sky Diamond here. I think the Sky Diamond is slightly stronger, just in that it actually fixes your mana, whereas Star Compass does not. Notable that Flame Tongue Kavu is in this pack. We probably won't wheel that, but that's something to note. I'm going to take the Sky Diamond here. Okay, so there's an Upheaval, which I kind of want to highlight. If we can get the... if we pick up the other Mana Rock on the wheel, this could be really good. There's also Captain of the Watch and Pyroclasm. Got 20 seconds on the pack. I could take Pyroclasm. Let's just take this. We might not end up on it, but I think we should take it and just kind of see what it does, because it is the newest included in the cube, and I kind of want to test it out. So that's a personal reason for taking that, more so than a logical one, but I do want to see if it is powerful in this type of deck. So I'm going to take Ash Barrens here for some fixing. So now we have an interesting choice. This allows us to potentially go into red, and this allows us to potentially go into green. I think with the Upheaval that we might actually want to be Bant. So I'll take this Fertile Ground. Avacyn's Pilgrim is another good pickup in green. So I'm feeling okay about that transition that we made. Inkwell Leviathan is not very good. None of these are very good. But I'm going to take Soul Exchange. Or I could take Brushland. Actually, Brushland is good. I lied. Sorry. So we got 3 fixing sources. We have Avacyn's Pilgrim and Fertile Ground. So that's a little bit better. Okay, I guess we take Delver. It's a fine card. It's not amazing. Bant is kind of interesting in that you tend to run some early creatures, then you have these big wrath effects. I'm going to throw Upheaval into the deck, as well as Involus's Clutches for now. Yeah, so right now, kind of our win conditions are steal your opponent's creature or play Elspeth. So we'll probably want something a little bit bigger, maybe like Big Elspeth or something along those lines. It has been noted in the chat that one person their strategy is to cut all blue. So we'll see if blue dries up. If it does, then we can move into like a green-white strategy, which I'm perfectly fine with. Chat is kind of weird because people tend to communicate things that they really shouldn't communicate to you. Okay, so there's Disenchant, Garruk, and Gideon. I'm a pretty big fan of Garruk here. I know green is kind of our splash color, but it doesn't have to be. And I think the Garruk is a really powerful card. Gideon is also a really powerful card. But I'm trying to think of which one. Like, I'm trying to figure out which one of these I like more personally for this deck. I don't think that we're on like casting Elish early on. We could potentially wheel this Cloud Goat or this Verdurous Gearhulk. I think I'm going to go with Garruk. That might be wrong, but I think that if we get more Fertile Ground effects, it's going to be really great for us. Okay. Armageddon is not where we want to be, I don't think. I will take Mind Stone, though. So this is also good with Upheaval. So that's good to note. Serrated Befreet is not high on my list of things. Mystic Confluence is, though, so I'm going to take Mystic Confluence. We don't have a lot of 5s yet, and it's one of the better ones. So I could take Windswept Heath. That fixes for all of our colors. There's also a Charcoal Diamond. There's a Sakura Tribe Elder, but that's not great with the stuff that we have. I'll take Windswept Heath. Oh, Temple Garden. Plowunder. Miscalculation, Wall Blossoms. Definitely running that card. I don't think that we're a Plowunder deck. We might be. There's a big tempo play, but I think I'm going to take Miscalculation for some more early interaction. I think we can wheel the green-white. That tends to be one of the least played color combinations. I'll take Shimmer Possibility here. Those the early like cantrip filtering cards are really powerful, and Sorcery Speed Impulse is just fine. Just as 3-mana Impulse is fine, with another option, right? 3-mana Impulse sometimes counterspell is pretty good. There's a Dig Through Time. There's a Woodfall Primus, both of which are fine. This requires us to commit pretty heavily to green though, so I'm going to go ahead and take this Dig Through Time. I think that it's going to be the kind of spell that we're looking to cast in this deck. So this is I don't play Bant very often. This is kind of an experiment. We'll see how good this goes. There's a Banishing Light, but I really want to have good fixing here because we have like a lot of doubles on as early as turn 4 and turn 5. So I want to have this flooded Grove. I don't think that we'll wheel the Banishing Light, but that's okay. I think we can potentially find better removal than that. Okay, so we did wheel kind of the things we talked about. Elish Norn is obviously a powerful finisher, which we don't really have a ton of at this point. Cloud Goat Ranger is a great 5. It helps gum up the board against aggro. And can close games relatively quickly. It's not the fastest clock ever, but with 6 power on the board and potentially 5 in the air, it does do the job. And then Disenchant is a flexible removal option, but I think I want... Oh, I talked too long. What did I get? I got the Disenchant. That's fine. That's good to know that I need to move a little bit faster. I'll take this Cleric. Bestiary is fine. It probably won't make the cut, but we can potentially run that. Just Scry one every turn is great, and when it's better, it's better. So there's Brontodon and there's Glacial Fortress, but since we got the Disenchant, I'll take this Fortress. Prog Sphinx is a good finisher, and it is a 5-drop, so that kind of makes up for our mistake with the pack that we took too long on. I'll take Loyal Cathar. It's in our colors. It's a fine card. It's not great. Okay, so Quench, Counterspell, Torrential Gear Hulk, Regrowth. Those are kind of the things that we're looking at. I think that double blue on 2 might be actually hard for this deck, so I'm kind of leaning away from Counterspell, and I may want to take Quench. So am I doing on pack time? I gotta check that more often now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we are predominantly blue. We could probably take Counterspell and be okay. That's probably not the end of the world. Okay, Control Magic is good. Angel of Invention is very good. There's a Seal Away, which is reasonable. I want to take this Control Magic and maybe wheel the Seal Away. Angel of Invention is also very good, though. So we have a couple things that we can potentially wheel out of this pack if we take the Control Magic. Same is true of Angel of Invention. Obviously, one of these fetches is fine too, but I think that Control Magic is probably the card that we want to have here. Misty Rainforest is really good in that it fixes our lands for us. There's Utopia Sprawl too, which pairs well with our Garruk. We don't really have anything to make this upheaval worthwhile at this point, so maybe we don't end up running that. I'm going to take Utopia Sprawl though. Okay, Jace is really great. I think that Canopy Vista will wheel, and I'm going to take this Jace. I think that's where we want to be. Gideon, Journey, Oath of Jace. I'm continually trying to wheel these. They have not come back around, but I think that Gideon is powerful enough to where I can't really pass it up. Okay, so up to 20 here, which is starting to look like a deck. We got 3 sources. That's not a ton, really, for this upheaval, so I'm going to tentatively cut that, I think. Just a delay and Avenger of Zendikar. Avenger is a good way to close out the game, but it's not like the best or anything. I think Prairie Stream is a good pickup, especially if we wheel like Misty, which we probably won't, but we could try. It also just makes our Windswept Heath fetch the color that we need more frequently. Okay, so here we have an interesting choice actually. Mere Battlesphere versus Myth Realized. I think I should take... There's also an O-Stone, which is like super reasonable. I think I should take Mere Battlesphere and try to wheel this Myth Realized because both are great finishers, but Mere Battlesphere is just more objectively powerful and is going to be played in more decks. Okay, so we finally got there on Cast Out, and I think we can potentially get this Green Seeker back. There's a Quench. There's Knight of the Holy Nimbus, which doesn't excite me at all. I'll take the Quench. Okay, Angel of Invention and Seal Away both wheeled. That. I think we probably want this Seal Away or a Fetch. We could take a Fetch too. Neither of those would be bad. We do just want some creature removal though. We could potentially wheel the... I'll take the land because we could potentially wheel Journey to Nowhere. I don't think we did. Mistakes. Alright, that was the pack that had it. So, you know, we took a chance there, thinking that potentially we could get more creature removal. So we actually don't have a lot in the way of removal. So, what are we actually trying to do with this deck? What are we trying to do? I think we want Quench. We probably want Utopia Sprawl. We could cut Bestiary potentially, but I really think that that's going to be a powerful effect actually in this deck. Maybe Prog Sphinx isn't great. Mere Battlesphere is very powerful as a finisher. How much don't know how much of each type I have. We could potentially run 16 lands, but I don't think that's where we want to be for this. Bestiary seems kind of out of place, but it is a really good card. We could potentially cut Upheaval. It might not be the deck for it. So my idea is, now I need to check how this works actually. So if I bounce all my stuff, all my permanents, I get to choose if the land with the aura, like if the aura comes to my hand or if it goes to the graveyard. Is that correct? I'm going to assume that I can put it into my hand, and I think that we can cut Prog Sphinx. We have enough like resilient threats that might not be necessary. Sure. Okay, so we have Windswept Heath, we have a Scalding Tarn, we've got a Breeding Pool, Hollowed Fountain, Flooded Grove, Canopy Vista. Our fixing is going to be great. Okay. Let's see what they suggest. That seems fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that we tried to wheel removal too much, and that was unsuccessful, but I am very happy with the style of deck that we ended up on. I think that there's a lot of potential. Yeah, and we have like a decent amount of counter magic, which I think is how our kind of interaction is going to mostly be. We have control magic and cast out to steal, actually, and in Bolus's Clutches as removal, quote unquote. So we can steal things as removal, and that's a really powerful way to get rid of things. This hand looks good. We have turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Mind Stone, turn 3 Elspeth, which is pretty good. Looks like we're up against something blue. I'm just going to go ahead and fetch for our Breeding Pool and play our Elf. Hopefully this does not get Force Spiked. Didn't. I think next turn, actually, instead of casting the Mind Stone, we can just hold up Supreme Will. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're up against Grixis. Okay, so he decided that since the land doesn't come in tapped, or it doesn't come in untapped rather, that he's going to shuffle it back in. So he's signaling some sort of interaction, and I'm not going to play into it. So I'm just going to put my land into play and pass. I'm also signaling, right, like I didn't attack. I can say something silly like, oops, forgot to attack, whoops. But I'm not going to. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm not actually pressured to do anything here, so I think I'm going to continue to not do things. So I'm going to play my Mind Stone, and I'm going to play around Quench and other friends. He doesn't have Quench because I have Quench, but the idea is that I'm going to play around these counter target spell unless your opponent pays 2, or that player plays 2, its controller rather. So, but I would like to be able to play around those kinds of spells, and I think that this is the best way to do it. So we do need a second blue source for this control magic, and we can find it with Supreme Will, I'm sure, but I'm kind of hoping to use that Supreme Will to interact. As I noted, I don't have a ton of interaction, and so our interaction is very valuable. Okay, Evolving Wilds. Got a lot of decent fixing too. It seems, this is talking a little bit about cube construction. In my construction of the cube, I've recently updated a lot of the land base, and I think I'm pretty happy about where it is. This is pretty good. This is a good pickup. So we can now fetch for Prairie Stream, and that will come in untapped. I'm going to go for it. The Elspeth. Oh, it's Mana Leak. Well played. Okay, so, yeah. Then I'll attack him. Alright, so I didn't play around Mana Leak, which means that I had a pretty big tempo loss there. But next turn I can actually play my... Okay. he can't take the Gideon, so... Oh, whoops. Yeah, he can't take the Gideon, so he can only take Control Magic or Supreme Will. I think he's most likely to take Control Magic, because it's the more powerful of those two cards. Supreme Will is just kind of a fine card. So 2-mana Thoughtseize, though, is pretty decent. Sorry, I forgot after my last video that I should hover more over things that are on the board. That was feedback that I received, so I'm going to try to do that a little bit better. So this is Prairie Stream, the land that I talked about, and this is our hand. Yeah, the unfortunate part of Cockatrice is that the cards are very small. I'm just going to go for it again. Nice. So yeah, we're just highlighting over stuff. I did make a token with our Gideon, and I hope that he doesn't burn it to death. That would make me sad. 2, 3. Okay, well, sure. Still have 3 power on board. That's a clock, if a slow one. Alright, so we drew Counterspell. It's not bad. I think he knew about that forest, actually, so that's kind of weird to me. I think that he would have killed this board, but he might just have more interaction. But just going to organize these lands kind of like that. Two, 3. That's fine. I don't care about that. Drawing 3, discard 2. Oath of Jace. It's a card that is being tested. It has great interactions in control decks with Planeswalkers. And yeah, it tends to be pretty reasonable. So yeah, the Mana Leak, man. It would have been really nice to be able to have both Elspeth and Gideon. That would have been really sweet. But we didn't quite get there on that. I think our opponent played really well in terms of he broadcast that he had interaction, and it could have been a bluff, but it wasn't. And on my end, I played around what I thought might be there. I think actually that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I will steal that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control Magic. So I really like having this one because it's big. It can survive most of Red's removal, but Black's removal will have, of course, a slightly better time interacting with it. Okay. So Baral came into play. Yeah, so I was obviously making a risky move by casting Control Magic and leave myself counterspellless. That's fine. So he's looking for like a Doomblade. Alright, so I will go like this. Coercive Portal or Obnixilis. He's going to pick the Obnixilis pile, hopefully. Or, well, I would imagine, at least. Not hopefully, but I think that that's the pile he's going to go for. Especially with Oath of Jace out, so but he can't cast that just yet, and I can hold up Counterspell for it, so surprised he's thinking as long on this as he is. I think that Omnixilus is just considerably better. Oh wow, he doesn't want to kill his own creature, I guess. It's interesting. Alright, well, call me crazy, maybe I'm just wrong. But I do get a swing for 3 next turn, and that's pretty fine. So hold a Counterspell, get a burb, and then I can swing for 4 next turn, the turn after that. So I think that we're in a place of control. Should I actually, let's see, Coercive Portal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so he conceded. I think we had it anyway, but yeah, he did concede. So let's look at our sideboard. What do we want in this matchup? He did show us Oath of Jace, Coercive Portal. Do we know of any other enchantments that he has that we would want to get rid of? I don't think so. So I don't think that Disenchant is quite worth it, but Prog Sphinx in this matchup could be really good. So I will board that in. I think the Upheaval is just not gonna get there in this match. And I think that it's probably just not good enough, actually, for this deck. I think that you need like a true Simic deck for that to work in my cube. Everything else seemed good. Maybe End Hostilities is weak, but I do think we do need at least a little bit of a Wrath Effect type deal, so I'll keep it in. Ooh, this is a great hand. We're going to go turn 2 Jace, turn 3 go turn 3, whatever that is, Sky Diamond. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, if he Mana Leaks the Jace, I can't really play around that right now. It's just not worth playing around. I mean, honestly, if we just resolve the Bestiary next turn, we're equally happy. So if he's going to Mana Leak this, Mana Leak it, I guess. Alright, cool. He didn't. Of course, he can Bolt it or Searing Spirit or whatever. There's a billion ways of killing that in Grixis, but yep. Roast. Cool. Yeah, his deck is most probably just removal.deck, given that it's Grixis. I think I actually want to start scrying each turn. That could be wrong, but I'm just going to jam this thing. Scry one each turn and turning my creatures into something seems fine. I don't know if I should hold up Supreme Will here. I don't think I should. Yeah, I mean, it could be worth it. It could be worthwhile to do that, but I think this is actually going to be cast in Impulse mode most probably at this point. So, view top 1. Yeah, that's great. Draw. So we actually just want to play that. And now we can hold up the Supreme Will / Impulse. Look at this. We could actually had a decent upheaval. We did try to wheel Confiscate, and I think that could have been a good addition to our suite of big win conditions. And we also did take a land, I think, over Angel of Invention and Seal Away. So that was kind of a decision that was kind of maybe questionable in terms of our drafting. I think we could have done a little bit better on getting threats in our draft. This is getting counterspelled. Okay. He decided against it. Realized that I probably have Supreme Will up. Yep, love that card. Could sacrifice the Mind Stone here, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't need another land at this moment. Not to say that I won't need another one in the future, but we're going to scry that away. Cast Out's great. Allows me to interact at instant speed. Yeah, it's a really good card, actually. Scry. Yep, I love that. So we're building up an interaction suite here, which I think is going to serve us really well as we like actually go to try to win the game. I wish I had seen that Murmuring Mystic. That card's really cool, and I think that, you know what, I'll take this Flooded Grove at this point. Murmuring Mystic is a really cool card. I like it a lot. Much improved Talrand, pardon me. A little gaseous at the moment. I'm going to do this, actually, just for viewer visibility, of like for my own viewership. These are blue things, so because it helps me just see a little bit better. Okay. This is kind of like a dirtily control mirror in which we're both just building resources, and it's oops, I missed my scry. I probably wouldn't have kept that land, but that's okay. That art is really cool. It's like this is actually like clearer and more up close than when you actually look at the card. It's bigger than the card on my screen, so you could just get a little more detail. The art from Kaladesh is actually pretty neat in my opinion. I enjoyed it. We don't need that. Sure. Sure, this is fine. I'm okay with this. I'm not going to fight over Fact or Fiction. I will fight over other things. That's not very good, so I'll say you can either have lands or you can have interaction. I think, I mean, maybe it's like, it's like this. Like that, 2 tap lands and a counterspell, or get Telling Time. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not super amped about it, but it's fine. This way, it's this is like 2 cards out of his deck that he can get, and the Condescend, or yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't quite have enough of the, like, we don't have a hard counterspell in hand. So that's something to know, but we do have, like, counter unless your opponent pays 5, which is a pretty big deal. We can also just cast out things. Like, we have a lot of interaction here. And if it's something we really want, we can just Embolus Clutches it, so he's now at 9 cards too, so he's kind of pressured to actually play some stuff. So yeah, I think that if we get him to like tap out with Supreme Will, so he casts something, we cast Supreme Will, like that big 5-drop that he was going to cast earlier, he just taps for it, he just pays for it, and then we can just Embolus Clutches it, hold up like Quench or something. That could be fine. If I were him, I'd start throwing those bolts at my face. And Hostilities is kind of weak in this matchup, yeah. That's definitely notable. Okay, now they're in order of... Okay, 1, 2, 3, Supreme Will. I'm happy to take the 4 from this, and then just uptick to 6, and then I can ult it the next turn. That seems pretty good. Although, actually, his ult is really crappy, to be honest. So I just keep chipping in for 4. Okay. So I'm fine with that result too. I didn't expect it, but we don't need that at this point. Sure. Maybe I was just supposed to let that happen. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Think. Leave it on the stack. This is something I don't really want to happen because it steals things out of my deck. So, and that's a resource loss on my end. So I will actually counterspell this. Yeah. I think at this point I'm just going to sack the Mind Stone. Don't need it anymore. Mystic Confluence is a great draw. We really don't need more lands. Okay, Dig is good. Dig is a good pickup. Whoa, 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 what happened? Okay, so this, we want to come back. There we go, fixed it. Sorry, I was trying to drag away Discord things. They keep popping up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tameo. I'll let that resolve, actually. One, 2, 3, 4. Just cast Dig Through Time. Okay, so I get to do this. Sorry, I'm trying to manage the draft as well. Okay, so Miscalculation and Gideon are probably the best of these two. Move the rest of these to the bottom. Yeah. Cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually could use that at this point. Yeah. So we'll go. Oh wait, like this. We know about Condescend. We don't know about any other counter magic. And we can hold up Miscalculation or Quench. So. Yeah, sure, that happens. This is truly a battle of resources. I will give you that. I think that maybe if we get Gideon into play and cast out next turn, that's pretty reasonable. I think that we'll cast out probably on his turn. Let it be at like 8 or whatever. And okay, so he's done. He's at 11 cards. We could just mill him out, actually. Like Mystic Confluence and Hostilities. Just keep removing all of his threats, because Tameo actually doesn't beat us, really. I mean, until he's got, like, bolts, and he just bolts me repeatedly. But, think it was like, oh, no. It was like this. Okay. So he's taking me off of counter magic is what he was doing, which is fine. I kind of mistapped actually there. 3, 4, 5. What is this? Jace. 6. Inferno Titan, maybe? That'd be pretty neat. Oh, okay. Neither of those are winning the game, though, at any point. Like, neither of these really does anything that wins. So I'm kind of cool with these, to be honest. Like, next turn, I get to go cast out your Tameo. Hold up Mystic Confluence, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, hold up Mystic Confluence. And Quench and Miscalculation. Then I get to go Gideon. And I get to smash Will Kenrith in the face. Gideon, which is pretty good. He's got 9 cards left in his library, which is pretty few. So, you know, I am feeling like we're going to have a pretty decent amount of capacity just to let him die. Kind of, yeah. That's kind of my goal. That's painful. Reveal hand. He's going to take the cast out. I've got to... I mean, I guess I can play Gideon instead. Just... build up a board of 2/2s. You know, eventually I get there. I maybe shouldn't have tried to end Bolus's clutches actually last turn and just cast out the Tameo instead. That would have probably been a safer play. He's got to have like burn. That's his plan on. So he took the cast out. Prog Sphinx is also decent. I want that on top, but I do not want to cast it here. I think the best way to do it is play my Gideon, start making dudes, and go from there. If we can't hold up Mystic Confluence, that's kind of okay, to be honest, because we really don't need to. Does it say target? No, it says draw a card. All right, so that's so. It was weird to not tap down Gideon. I'll miscalculation that. Then I'll quench that. Okay, sure, that's gonna happen. Okay. Tap upkeep. Ooh, Garruk. Garruk, huh? I'm kind of about Garruk here. I mean, he's gonna make dudes. Yeah. Yeah, let's grab Garuk. You can also untap lands, which is super useful. So yes, let's take that. 1, 2. I'm going to use him to just untap lands this turn. It puts him out of bolt range, and allows us to hold up Mystic Confluence. So, alternatively, we could just play Prog Sphinx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, that's a bad idea. Shit, what did I tap? 2. Brushland. Like that. That's what we had up, right? Yeah. Okay. Pass. Okay, Tamio's at 8. What is she tapping down? Sure. I'm actually fine with Tamio ult, I think. Am I? That's probably actually really bad for us. We probably should have. Okay. Probably should have made a token, actually. Although it wouldn't have pressured the Tamio. I really wish we had a way to making him draw cards. Don't want that at all. That's for sure. Okay, didn't really want that either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna untap some lands. We can pay for Prog Sphinx, Bestiary, Trigger. I mean, I think he's just going to win with burn spells. So, and yep. We can ult Garuk to what's the overrun here, which would put us at 6/9. It's only 9 damage, but plus Elspeth is an additional something. I will tap and discard this land. Okay, so he's going to respond to the Hexproof. So I'm going to bounce and try to draw this, or try to draw. He's going to Condescend, which is fine, because I'm going to cast my Elspeth, and I'm going to start beating face with my little token. Okay. So this dies. Darn it. I mean, removal isn't actually going to win this game. He has to have like unlimited burn in order to beat me here. Especially considering I can just make more beasts with Garuk. Make beasts with Garuk, make things with Elspeth, etc., etc. Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. So, should kill the Knight token probably, given that I can overrun if I want. Want to, alright. Keep. This can untap now. Top 1, control magic. That's just never going to resolve here. I mean, you've got to have actual counter magic. this point, because Condescend isn't going to do it. Yeah, he just wins now. I messed this up. Yeah, GG. Okay. Wow, that's frustrating. Okay. Let's just add in some aggro creatures, because screw it. He's not going to have any sort of stuff that deals with these very well. Yeah. So let's do like something like that. We'll take out these big fat creatures and just have a more efficient threat strategy. And I think we take out end hostilities. I don't think we're interested in running that. So keep. So you go Glacial Fortress. Actually, I'm gonna play Flooded Grove first, I think. Oh no, we can do that. We can do it either way, right? This just adds colorless. Okay, so yeah, we'll just play this tapped. So there you go. I'm gonna start chipping in with Remorseful Cleric. Let's play a land. Easy. So yeah, I just boarded into a more aggressive plan, because I think that that is the best way to actually beat our opponent here. Yeah, get him. And we can hold up Quench here, which, you know, Quench / miscalculation, so I think that we can just play a tempo plan here and just beat down with this 2-1. I think that's our plan. We don't even have to worry about Gideon, to be honest. We're just gonna beat down with this 2-1 and hold up Quenches. So I'm gonna cycle this guy to find a Plains. Alright, Shimmer is decent, but I don't want to cast it just yet. I want to be able to hold up like double counterspell pretty much the whole game. So I probably should have done this after game 1, to be honest. But, you know, alas, here we are. Now that he's tapped out, I want to do this. Could have held up Mystic Confluence, but I think that applying more pressure is the best way to win this game. So, sure. Nah, I don't want to cast Shimmer. I want to hold up Mystic Confluence. It's a very long game 1. Probably not going to get to game 3. Gonna shimmer. That would have won me the game, but I'll take it. Just on the off chance that we don't have a win here. Cool. So that was an interesting matchup. Really slow, really grindy, but you know we got there in the end. Okay, so we're in round 2. I won the die roll, and I can't cast this Utopia Sprawl. We have miscalc. I think that we can probably get there, so I'm gonna keep this. We'll just play this tapped, and then we can hold up like miscalculation in the early turns, later counterspell, and of course, we'll eventually get to our Utopia Sprawl. Hopefully. Right now it's looking like maybe we won't, but I'm hopeful here that that works out for us. So I think, how important is the elf? It does basically just turn off miscalculation, so sure, I'll miscalc that. It's not super crucial, but taking him off his mana is going to be useful for us, I think. Okay, Mirror Battlesphere is cool. We just want to find either an island or a forest so that we can get this sucker online, as well as counterspell. What is this going to be? Here's your Harvester. All right, that's fine. He needs another creature to crew it. We actually don't want that right now. We're pretty far away from being able to do that. Okay, so that worked. I think we want to go Breeding Pool. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're one off from Mirror Battlesphere. I'm going to play this now just so that if I draw Garuk, we can cast our Mirror Battlesphere the next turn. And or hold up. I'm just going to put white, so this is a tri-land for us. So yeah, and since we have counterspell up, I'm feeling kind of safe here. What is this going to be? Yeah, no, that's not happening. I'm a fan of Supreme Will here. I think that it's fine. It's not amazing, but it does the trick, and it's going to allow us to either impulse into something or counter his spell. And then we can cast our Mirror Battlesphere, which should close out the game pretty fast. Yeah, no. Alright, come on, land. Yay! Alright, so we get to go Mirror Battlesphere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, in green, he's going to have a lot of enchantment and artifact removal capacity, but this is a way to close out the game very quickly. So, you know. Yikes! Ugh. That's annoying. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this actually. And we'll just start making guys. Yeah. Of course, he can get beat down by the Aethersphere Harvester, but Yikes. Oh man. No, not like this. Alright. What did he pay 3 for? Oh, he didn't. Just paid 2. Okay. Yep. Okay. Don't need that. If I... Well... Okay. I'm thinking that maybe I can get him to block with the Death Touch token on this guy. Probably not though, right? All gonna hit this. Okay, that's not surprising. Kind of expected that. I don't think that we can actually beat this unless we find it in hostilities plus, like... we need end hostilities plus Elspeth in order to win this. Or like we confiscate something. Well, it's actually in Bolus's clutches, but it's the same idea, right? Confiscate, sort of. Package. So end hostilities needs to happen soon, and then yeah. Sure, crewing that. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Not attacking with anything else. It's kind of weird. Alright, sure. Seems like a pretty sweet green-black deck. Oh god, that's not good for us. Don't need that. I'll pay... to draw a card. Ooh, holding up Mystic Confluence is pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. That's a great card here. Yeah. Yeah, Mystic Confluence is just a really powerful card. It's probably one of the more powerful cards in the cube, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, did I not? I didn't play my land. I can't actually hold up Mystic Confluence. I miscounted my lands. Yikes. Yep. Move that to the bottom. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we can kill Elspeth. I mean, Liliana, and then we can make something small with Jace. Alternatively, is there anything else we can do? Not really. Supreme Will, it's not very good. 2, 3, 4. You can also make a dude, but that doesn't seem very good. No, thank you. And that's interesting. He could have actually taken me off of flipping Jace there. Just something to consider. I hope that he does not see that line, but we'll see. Man, Scavenging Ooze is kind of a really powerful card. It always surprises me how good it is, but it's just like always really good. Every game I play against it, it's like just always does the thing that you don't want it to do. So we don't have enough blockers to actually protect Elspeth, which is kind of a pain, but I think the goal is to end hostilities this board, flip our Jace, and win from there. Please be like a Grave Titan. Like, slam out a Grave Titan, get wrecked. Alright, sure. Alright, well, at least I get to do this. Elspeth does die. No wait for my upkeep. Whew. That is really powerful because I can take the Aethersphere Harvester or the Scavenging Ooze. I think the Scavenging Ooze is more powerful, so that's actually really great. I'm going to take that for sure. Okay, so we're going to steal the Scavenging Ooze. He's going to exile 4 things from my graveyard. Is that what's happening? Okay. Unfortunate, but, you know, it's kind of not unforeseen. You know. And I think this gives us a little bit of capacity to gain some life. You know, it's a fine trade. I'll take it. Oh, please no. What is this? Okay, there you go. Just that? Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's go 1, 2, Shimmer. Ooh, that's pretty decent. I think I'll take the cast out. Fall to the bottom. Okay. I think we just have to pass. Yeah. Yep. And then we can flip Jace next turn, which is pretty big. And then what we really need to be able to do is, all right. Sure. If we could top deck Control Magic and steal the Hanger Backwalker, that'd be pretty sweet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We might have to exile the Aether Sphere Harvester. We could also just exile this and bounce this stuff. Eat, Courser, and what's the other thing? Tracker. Still have a white floating. Do I want to do that play? Just exile this thing and then bounce this, and then draw. Let's do this. Certainly don't need that. Yeah, I like that. So take the Kitesail Freebooter. Trying to think if Upheaval is even useful here. We don't really have a way of winning through it. We only have one more mana than our opponent. Yeah, so I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and draw. I can bend this. This flips. Unfortunately, the flip sides are not working on Triss of late, so I will make this smaller. And pass. I'm going to go ahead and bounce this. Nope, not that. Bounce here and here and draw. Cool. Yeah, that was a bad play. I forgot that I had to discard whatever I drew. But that's alright. That actually kind of works out okay, to be honest. Alright, sure. Sure. Come on, and hostilities. And hostilities could win us the game here, actually. Yeah, that would be really big. So, in his graveyard, we don't have anything to exile. But I guess we'll just eat the pilgrim. Nope, we don't want that. Really? Alright. Yep, that's not helping us, so yeah, we just gotta hold up this creature. Yeah, it's rough. But maybe, I mean, again, if we find end hostilities, we just lose to Treetop Village. But I think that we have some potential to win if we find end hostilities. Okay, Garruk is fine. It's not ideal, of course, but you know. Okay. Hangerback Walker. Board's pretty stacked. No, thank you. Draw. Okay. Could work. Do we have enchantment removal on our main board? We have a disenchant. It's not very good though. Yeah, sadly we don't have really a way of dealing with this Treetop Village, so I'll just pass. I think that our best bet. Oh yeah, we just died to the Hangerback Walker too. So we actually want to get Control Magic, steal the Hangerback Walker. Yes. And then we could just be dead here, actually. Probably just dead. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's got too many attackers. We're just dead. That's a bad play. All right. It's a really bad play. 2, 3, 7, 8. I'm just going to go all out on Dig Through Time. Do top 7. All right, so I think we do Control Magic and end hostilities. We steal the Hangerback Walker and blow up the board. I think that's the plan. Do you actually need that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't need that. One, 2, 3, 4. Control Magic. Draw arrow to your Hangerback Walker. Okay. Two, 3, 4. Does that mean he gets the tokens? So an error was committed here in that the Aethersphere Harvester was returned to the graveyard and it should have survived. So I will show the rest of the video as normal and then leave my thoughts, but note that the Aethersphere Harvester should be in play, which means that his Guru should be able to kill me next turn. I think I still get the tokens. End. Okay, so he's gonna fight one of the tokens with Garuk. That was a bad play, I think. I mean, I guess it keeps his Garuk around, and then he can just keep upticking, but okay. What else is in my deck? Let's take a look at. Could we just upheaval and win? Because, I mean, I guess he's got that, right? But we could just replay Jace and block that. I think upheaval win is how we win the game. Okay, so we're gonna go set counters 2, 4. Sorry, this is targeting upheaval. I should be clear about that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, upheaval. All this stuff comes back to my hand. So another aside here, I could have cast the cast out here instead of letting him take it. That would have allowed me to have won the game, given the information that we had. You know, excluding the Aethersphere Harvester thing. Just casting out and then playing a forest, grabbing my Utopia Sprawl, but instead I didn't. I think because I was worried my plan had messed up, and so I got caught up in the idea of now there's a 1/2 that can kill me, rather than thinking about my play. So yeah, this misplay cost me the game. With the information that I had at the time, of course, the Aethersphere Harvester would have won the game, but I kind of want to say white, right? Wait, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So green, white. Oh, I gotta discard. Discard some basics. We almost got there. So close. Okay. Game 1 was a little rough. let's see. I want to bring in and yeah, I want to bring in Pyroclasm. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so that means that we want to cut two things. Rock Sphinx, and we don't want to disenchant that badly. We do want to take out like a couple lands, maybe just like an island for a mountain. And I think that that's enough because we have the Ash Barrens, so we have 3 sources for that red splash, plus the Utopia Sprawl and Fertile Ground. Could take out Avacyn's Pilgrim. Upheaval was actually really close to winning that game, really close to winning that game, but I really don't think it's where we want to be. Maybe it is actually against this deck. Maybe it is. Cause yeah, he does like have Monarch and stuff like that. I'm not super amped on it though. I think it can be done without it. We have like End Hostilities plus Pyroclasm. He does have a lot of resilient creatures, but if we're able to like Pyroclasm into a Planeswalker, which is what we weren't able to do last time, I think that sets us up better for success. And then I think we cuts are hard here. I could see cutting Pilgrim since it's vulnerable to all of our wraths. Sure, let's try that. We could also add more like flying creatures in, just like a Vren Wingmare. Disenchant is also not unreasonable as a way of killing our 3/5 friend that kept beating us in the face, because that was really what cost us the game, was that 3/5 that we're on the play. Okay. Yeah, this hand's really good. Jace into Gideon, I think, is pretty powerful. So I'll keep this. I'm just going to go ahead and play Island. We're going to cycle that for Plains, probably. Maybe a Forest, actually, so that we can do Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, I think it was better to just wait there, as we did. Alright, well that's unfortunate. I had a feeling that might happen, but I was hopeful that it wouldn't. So, here we are. Okay. Reveal hand 2. My opponent. Nothing there for you, my friend. I'll just go ahead and play this, and then we can cycle the Ash Barrens, and then play Gideon into Elspeth. Okay. Bioblite's really annoying. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Bioblite is very frustrating, actually. But next turn we go to Elspeth, and then we get to go near Battlesphere in the near future. So if we can come up the board enough, and Aethersphere Harvester always, apparently. I'll just block, I guess. Why not? Man, this courser is just running away with this game. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna be one off from Mere Battlesphere, which kind of stinks. Get a breeding pool. I think we want to shimmer here and try to find some sort of interaction. It certainly is something. I think I should take the dig here, though. Yeah. Okay, so we'll make a knight. We'll make a soldier. And I'll pass, I guess. Not super amped about that, but I don't know. Yeah, sure. Man, he has gotten one every time off that. That's really kind of absurd. Sylvan Library is obviously kind of busted. Reveal random card to all of us, of course. Yikes. Okay, yeah, so our two best cards get taken, you know, because that's the only way you can get your stuff taken. I guess at least we can kill those. Okay, sure. Okay. Yep. This kind of stinks. If we just top deck. Yeah, if we just top deck end hostilities, we'd be in a great position. Cast out is fine. Yeah, obviously miscalculation is kind of useless. We're probably going to end up cycling it. Just because it doesn't do very much. We might actually be able to just get there with uptick Gideon, uptick make it flying. That could be kind of nice. So that's 9 damage. Puts him to 4. Okay. Sure. I'm going to cycle this thing. I think I'll just uptick Gideon, smash. Is it a 5/5? Oh, it's a 5/5. This I was thinking of Jura. Okay, so that's good that he didn't block. Next turn we have lethal. I'm just going to bounce whatever I need to bounce in order to try to win this game. Okay. Hanger back. He didn't take 8 this time, so. Yeah, I really want to bounce this Phyrexian Invoker at the end of the turn. I don't think he's going to swing with it because he knows it could trade. So, yeah, I'll just jump this at the end of the turn, bounce, and then do that thing. Wait, how did you gain a life? Okay, that's fine. Think about like different options that he could do. My goal is just to bounce these 3 things. He didn't leave a forest untapped, so he can't activate the treetop village. Yep. Okay, so game 3. Do one of Renwing there? I don't think so. Man, if only we had taken some Banishing Lights, that would have been smart. Yeah, rough life. This is fine. I'll ship this back. This was fine. Okay, yeah, I can dig this. This is a turn 3 Gideon. That's interesting. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and grab, do you have Breeding Pool? Yeah, Breeding Pool. Guess I'll attach it to this. This could be wrong. This is a little risky, considering that it's one of our biggest win cons. But we do have a turn 5 in Bolus's Clutches. Okay, he doesn't have, at least he doesn't have 5 mana yet. Let's not freak out. And it did 5 to him, so that's kind of nice. If we find Pyroclasm, we just win, right? We just straight up win the game if we find Pyroclasm, I think. You know what? Sure, he can go down to 3. I'll take the Confluence. It's not ideal here, but you know, like if he's bouncing this land, oops, that's not how he works. Yeah, like if he's bouncing a land, that's not that big a deal. It does bounce 2 lands, but obviously Plow Hunter is really powerful. But I'll blight the tokens. Okay. Never didn't have it. Draw arrow block. You know what? They all going at him? Sure, I'll just block this, I guess. Gideon dies. Okay, you did it. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this. I'm going to find my mountain, just because we have no other way of fetching it now. And then we can block and flip Jace next turn. Yeah, and then we can also hold up Mystic Confluence, which is great. So, Bad Bob doing some work. I did dome him for 5, which was great. I'm just going to go ahead and block here. I think I just bin this. I'll gladly... Do I just counter draw? Yeah. Two, three, four, five, six. We haven't played a land this turn, so this makes 7. We can go 1, 2, Mind Stone, and then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Bolus's clutches to steal the Ophiomancer. So we're off Counterspell now, but deals 3 to him. Yeah, if we like down tick Jace to bounce his stuff with Mystic Confluence, that's pretty decent. 3. Ewit, sure, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he's got 3 that can hit Jace. Yikes, that's not ideal. I think we should sack the Mind Stone to draw a card. Okay, so we play our Prayer Stream. And now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and we bounce here, here, and here. Leave him with 2 things. Or we just draw. Set counters to 0. Let's just set them to 0. And cast Mystic Confluence to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to bounce the Liliana and then draw 2. Oh no, that doesn't work. Yikes. Draw 3. Okay, control magic is great. We can steal this Hangerback Walker. Yeah. I'm down with that. Okay. So we're just going to let him flip something big off Painseer. Yikes. Okay, that's not ideal. I think we have to let that resolve, though, because... No, we just counter that, and then we control magic something else. So he's going to plow under. Okay. Or maybe he doesn't plow under. I don't know what he's doing. Seems like he should, but yeah, okay. So he hits the plains and something. Sure. Do I just trade with the Eternal Witness, maybe? We don't really want to get that back. It's probably right to just trade with the Eternal Witness here. Let him minus the Liliana, because that's pretty slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts us to 8. And we have no prospect of drawing anything decent here. Sure. So do this trade. Go ahead and fetch down to 7. That's actually just lethal, isn't it? If I fetch here? Oh, it's a little too late. No, that's not the one I wanted. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, Garuk. Set counters to 4. Let me think, actually. It might be more ideal to just make a block because he's got... No, he doesn't have lethal because he needs the yeah. So by taking the Hangerback Walker, we've neutered his attack. Oh wait, no, he's got the Treetop Village. I didn't think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's got lethal. All right, well, I don't think that we had a way of winning that anyway. Are they both breeding pool? No, island breeding pool. Okay. Maybe he'll miss lethal. That'd be nice. Yep, he did. Okay. So if we top deck end hostilities, we're still in the game.
Maybe he's just planning on killing Garuk here. Yep, okay. Missed lethal though, which helps us, of course. Collective brutality. Mode. He's gonna take 5 off this Pain Seer. Sure. Oh, okay, so he should gain 2, right? Oh, that's why he did it, so he wouldn't just die to a swing plus Pain Seer. Plus Pain Seer. Okay. Just gonna play my land. Pass the turn. Okay. I lose 1, and then so he activates Treetop Village. How many things can I jump? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I just have to block. So I take out Courser with Cast Out. He's only got 7. I can't really effectively block here, can I? So what if I... 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all attacking, right? I can go to 1 by doing this. Actually, I go to 2 this way. Should I not block that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I shouldn't block that. So that if he has a 3-drop on top, he dies. It's a 2-drop. Well, let's see. Ooh, if we top deck Elspeth, that's a win. Yeah, those are close. All right, we're obviously not going to get a 3rd round. Those rounds were very long, and everyone has left the cube.
Okay, so while there were a reasonable amount of mistakes in gameplay that cost us at least some potential to win, and in some cases games, I think that the biggest mistake was in our drafting. We tried to wheel some removal, and that just didn't happen. I often think that, especially late, things like Journey to Nowhere or a Banishing Light will wheel. Unfortunately, none of those things did, and the one time that it did with the seal away, I chose to take Scalding Tarn over it, which ended up being an okay choice. That Scalding Tarn actually allowed us to splash the Pyroclasm on occasion. Though the Pyroclasm actually never did any work, it was a good tool to come out of my sideboard. What I would say is that, in general, I think there were some very close picks in the drafting in which I took lands over important spells, and I think that if I just took like maybe one or two of those, thinking about the Flooded Grove, for instance, that didn't really help me that much in terms of fixing. So if I took like one or two of those decisions and went back and took one of those Banishing Light effects, I think this deck would have been a lot better and would have won more games. I think that the deck had a lot of potential to win games. I also think that the one where I timed out, had I taken Cloud Goat Ranger, I would have been slightly better off. I have a little bit more blockers, a little bit more things to fill the board with and combat other mid-range decks. So overall, I think the draft went okay. I think that Upheaval did show that it's a powerful card, and I think I could have played a little bit better. So overall, could have done a little bit better on all ends, but pretty reasonable in the end. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to be better next time.